Potatoes are a vegetable. I like crunchy things.
Carrots are crunchy. Dry seed wheat is crunchy.
I'm a human, not a rabbit.
You want to make security guard, you got to lose weight, you got to test in 1 week. Now, you asked me to help you, but if you're not willing to apply yourself.
Yeah.
Hey. Progress, not perfection.
We all know people who go the extra mile to take care of people around them. But just how well do you think you know the person? The Equalizer is a 2014 American vigilante action film directed by Antoine Fuqua. It is the first installment of the Equalizer trilogy, starring Denzel Washington in the lead role.
Robert McCall, a quiet and unassuming man, works at Home Mart, a hardware store in Boston. He leads a disciplined and routine life and times his daily activities meticulously. Robert is well liked by those around him and offers his help where he can. He helps train a colleague, Ralphie, to become a security guard. Ralphie doubts himself, but Robert encourages him.
How you gonna pull me out of a burning building if you can't pull a tire 20 yards?
What's wrong?
Hey, don't doubt yourself, son. Doubt kills. Get up. Come on, get up. Get up. Get her up, get her up, get her up. On your mark, get set, pull. Come on. Who's gonna make security guard? Who's gonna make security guard? Who's gonna make security guard? There you go. I like it. Let's do it again.
Unable to sleep, Robert often spends late night reading at an all-night diner. Over time, he has befriended Terry, a teenage prostitute who is under the control of the Russian mafia. The pair often talk about the books he has been reading. One evening, Terry shares that her real name is Alina and that she dreams of becoming a singer.
Okay, it's not professional. Just tell me what you think, okay?
Oh, wow. Alina, the singer.
You and I know what I really am.
I think you can be anything you want to be.
Maybe in your world, Robert. It doesn't really happen that way in mine.
Change your world.
While walking home, Alina is confronted by her pimp Slavi, who hits her and forces her into the car. He hands a stunned Robert his business card, assuming he was a client, and drives away. Within the next few days, Robert awaits to see Alina, but she never shows up. He's told that Alina is badly beaten and admitted to the ICU at a nearby hospital. Upon hearing the news, Robert travels there and learns from her friend Mandy, another prostitute, that Slavi is responsible. So, he finds Slavi and his men at their restaurant and offers to buy Alina's freedom.
Look, I understand. These girls that you represent, I understand it's like they're an investment. So, I can give you $9,800. It's cash.
You're wanting to give me $9,000.
$9,800. Cash.
For what?
For freedom.
Ага. Посмотри на него.
Robert is bluntly refused. Slavi insults him and threatens to abuse Alina even more and tells him to get lost. Robert walks over to the door, and instead of leaving, he locks the door, analyzes the room, starts his timer, and a brutal and intense fight breaks out, with Robert using ordinary items as weapon to kill Slavi and his henchmen. Slavi's violent death alerts the Russian mafia oligarch, led by Vladimir Pushkin, who dispatches a cold-blooded enforcer named Teddy to investigate and eliminate the threat. Teddy arrives in Boston to investigate the attack, aided by Boston PD detectives on Pushkin's payroll.
I'm the one Mr. Pushkin calls in when people like you f*** up. I'm accountable now.
Listen, pal, I don't like your
You've
tone with
taken
me.
Mr. Pushkin's money for years. Money that comes with conditions, non-negotiable conditions. The problem you're having with me is you still think you matter. You don't. I'm all that matters. And so we're clear. I'm not here to say, please. I'm here to tell you what to do.
The following day, Teddy visits rival gangs in the area, nearly beating Irish mob Little John to death to send a message. In the meanwhile, Robert continues exacting vigilante justice on criminals he encounters, blackmailing two corrupt police officers into returning racketeering money to Ralphie's mother and beating a gunsman with a hammer after he robs the hardware store, taking a coworker's heirloom ring from her mother. Teddy visits and kills Mandy after learning that she concealed information about Robert and lied about her friendship with Alina. He visits Robert at his apartment, posing as a police detective, and flashes a picture of the strangled Mandy, offering it as a warning before he walks off.
Don't you want to leave me your card, officer? In case I remember anything? That's what you policemen usually do, right?
Must have given them all out.
How'd you find me? I paid cash. We didn't have a reservation. How'd you find me?
Well, that's what we do, Mr. McCall.
We who?
We find people we need to find.
We who?
Teddy, unable to verify Robert's identity, attempts to abduct him but fails on 2 occasions. Robert travels to visit a former colleague and her husband from his enigmatic past, Susan, who works for a top-secret government agency. Until now, it was long assumed to them that Robert died in a bombing incident long ago. He asks for Susan's help in identifying Teddy. She informs him of Pushkin's operation and that Teddy's real name is Nikolai Incheskov, a Spetsnaz operative turned Russian secret police agent. She also revealed that Nikolai murdered 2 of the Boston PD detectives and that one of them, Frank Masters, has not been heard from in days. She then questions why Robert got involved with Alina.
It mattered why what they did to her, that mattered to me so much. One day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew. Man, you do something about it, because you can.
Because it's who you are? Who you've always been?
Robert tracks Masters down and threatens him into helping take down one of Pushkin's money laundering warehouses. Masters and Pushkin's men are taken into custody when the police arrive, and they find a note left by Robert to follow the money. That night, Nikolai has dinner with a hired mercenary. When he leaves to use the bathroom, Nikolai is confronted by Robert.
He's not coming back. Had enough?
You certainly have my attention.
Because I can keep going. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar, body by body. Or you can call your boss and tell him to shut down his operation. Tonight.
That's not much of an offer.
That's the only one you're gonna get. When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
They both suss each other out, and after doing some research, Robert later destroys 2 of Pushkin's oil tankers. Pushkin's patient is running low with Nikolai and demands him to put an end to it. In response, Nikolai abducts Robert's co-workers at the hardware store to force him to meet. To Nikolai's surprise, Robert skips the meeting with Nikolai and instead kills the men guarding the hostages. Nikolai arrives with his men, whom Robert kills one by one with improvised weapons collected throughout the hardware store. As Nikolai is about to kill Ralphie, who stayed behind to help, Robert kills him with a nail gun. 3 days later, Robert finds Pushkin at his Moscow mansion, killing all his guards and tricking him into electrocuting himself to death. Sometime later, following her recovery, Alina runs into Robert. She thanks him for the money he's left her, describing how she has started a new life.
I'm gonna miss your stories, Robert.
Got your own.
Thank you. For everything. I'll catch you around, all right?
Okay.
Bye, Robert.
Bye, Alina.
I love seeing justice being served. The Equalizer is a gripping action thriller film that masterfully blends suspense, intense action sequence, and a compelling narrative exploring themes of vigilante justice, redemption, and the consequence of one's past actions. 接下来我们来揭晓今天的学习内容。Giddy up is an informal and colloquial phrase that is often used as an exclamation or command to encourage someone or something to move faster or to get going. It is most commonly associated with horseback riding and is used by riders to prompt the horse to start moving or increase their speed. When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. is a proverbial expression that conveys a message about the consequences and responsibility that comes with seeking a particular outcome or goal. In essence, it means that when you wish for or work towards something positive, you should be prepared to face and handle the challenges or less desirable aspects that may accompany it. And that's it for this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the FUNDAY website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Loaded with poison, just like you like.
Is that your birthday?
No, some guy at work. I didn't want to waste it.
Happy birthday, some guy at work. How old are you?
How old are you?
Doesn't really matter.
Do today learn. Today is Tuesday.
Commercial.
Traveler 是旅行者。
I have to wait for Clee.
So he or she is at the Columbia Towers Hotel gift store. 所以他在这个饭店的礼品店，然后他要买东西。Okay, so let's take this chance and listen to the.
学习，让生活充满乐趣。